Hello, everyone. It looks like we are finally back. Thank you so much for your patience. We are going to be getting ready to get into this race between Grubdog and Quinn. Very, very big thanks to the SG staff for being able to fix the technical issues that we were dealing with. But once again, we are ready to start. Both of these runners, I believe, will be doing the early space pseudo route. So that is going to be the route where after the speed booster is acquired in Dyren, they do head straight to Ferenia to fight the Quiet Robe robot instead of heading down to Artaria to grab the short boost. This should be a very exciting race. I'm really excited for both of these runners. Good luck to both of them. And it looks like we are off. Alright, so we are going to be making our way to the Berenia climb. I'm sorry, the Artaria climb. I have my areas mixed up already. This climb is normally done very quickly. Grub is going to be coming up to it first, but Quinn not too far behind him. Quinn elected to take the route on the left. Grub makes it through the first skip of the game, the first pseudo waves, the broken Emmy skip, also colloquially called Elaine skip, making his way to the early closed pseudos, and he gets it for, I think, second try, so good job on him. Quinn now trying to get through it as well, and she does. So both of these runners will be heading to Corpius now, only about 5 seconds apart. So Corpius, depending on if he's nice or not, should be able to get these runners ahead and or evened up a bit. Good strat from Grub right there, hitting the tail. So once he's out of missiles, he can just immediately go into phase 3. And a very nice phase 3 from Grubdog. Gets the Phantom Cloak at about 2 minutes and 11 seconds, so great job from him. But once again, Quinn not too far behind. Getting it at 2:22, so... So the thing with early doing Corpius first is the runners will be able to perform 2 skips in Artaria, 2 tricks I should say, that enable Artaria to be significantly faster than by grabbing the charge beam first. First of them called the water skip, where the runners will use the Phantom Cloak in order to completely avoid the draining of the water section that normally you would have to go down underneath. And then they could perform the Magus skip to activate the Emmy, because as Grubdog is about to showcase right here, this is the first time you're entering the Emmy zone, but because you're not entering the Emmy zone from its trigger, the Emmy is not fully loaded into the zone. So you're able to completely bypass this and go through the Emmy zone unbothered by the Emmy itself until you want to activate it later on. Grub will take the item tutorial, so that is another clear sign that he is going to be going for the space pseudo. I don't believe he is going for short boost. Grubdog will be coming up to the water skip first. Let's see how he does. Quinn not far behind, making up time because Grub is having a little bit of issues with this trick. Quinn electing to go underneath in the water. So that will lose a little bit of time, but Grub finally gets the water skip, so good job on him. Both runners still relatively close by. Ooh, Grub not getting the water platform skip, having a little bit of difficulties with it, but does manage to get it in the end. Good spin falls coming down. Ooh, Quinn electing to raise the water level from the platform, so must not be either not comfortable with the water platform skip or may be recently having issues with it. Either way, Grubdog finally gets the charge beam at 455. Quinn not at all far behind. So this is looking to be a very good race between two very good runners of the game. Grubdog is electing to grab this first Artaria energy tank, so this is going to be for safety in the Chatteris Hell run. Quinn electing to grab it as well. Whether or not these runners do the Hell run or not, this energy tank is still going to help quite a lot moving forward. So ordinarily, you only need 2 energy tanks to complete this run for the any percent routes. However, 3 energy tanks are more commonly grabbed for safety for the late game bosses. Good spin falls from Grub head into the first thermal platform in Artaria. This will change the lava and allow these thermal doors to open up. And again, Quinn not far behind him at all, so she is managing to keep this race relatively close in the early stages of the run. Ooh, unfortunate in the worst room in the game, part 1, for a Grubdog, but he does manage to get through it. So coming up onto the third Adam's room, presumably both runners will be doing Adam Skip. I know Grubdog does go for it. With Adam Skip, you are able to only talk to Adam 4 times before having to, or being able to skip him for the rest of the game. It does save about 2.5 minutes to 2:45, about that, if the runners are able to get it first or second try. This is going to be the next trick that early cloak enables with the Magus skip. Grubdog does get it second try. Great job. Quinn, and again, not far behind him at all as Grub goes to finally activate this Emmy to take out the central unit. Quinn electing to go for the slightly more difficult aim method for the Magus skip, and she does get it third try, so very, very great job from Quinn. So now we are on to the white Emmy kill, so it'll be interesting to see what both of these runners decide to do, if they decide to jump over the Emmy or if they decide to go for the plant. Going for the plant is a little risky. We'll see what Grubdog decides to do here. And he does elect to jump over the Emmy. It's completely understandable. It's more of a safety thing. And he does take out this first Emmy. So great job to Grub. Quinn, again, not far behind, so let's see how she fares with this Emmy. Ooh, electing to go for a little bit of a more, not more commonly seen strat, but this does give her more room to work with the Emmy. This will place her slightly further behind, I believe, but again, more room to work with the Emmy, less risk factor with jumping over it. So an 849 Spider Magnet for Grubdog. And after this cutscene from Quinn, we'll see just how far these runners are. I believe it's still about 20 seconds, though. Just about, yeah. So now both of these runners will be heading to Catarus now, the next section of the game, where they will deal with the fourth and final Atom room if they are doing Atom Skip, along with the... But before they get there, they do have to deal with the D-boost. We'll see if both of these runners go for this damage boost to the Catarus elevator, or if they elect to take the magnet rail across. Twin with a nice coyote across. Grub coming up on the damage boost. And he does get it first try. That's going to be a great amount of time saved. It's about a 7-second save over taking the magnet rail across. And it's a notoriously difficult damage boost as well. It can very easily start spiraling if you are not ready for it. So great job to him. Twin, meanwhile, enter in this room. And she will elect to take the magnet across. Completely understandable as well. Especially when you're in a race setting like this, and consistency is what you're looking for, as opposed to possibly riskier but faster strats. So as long as you're consistent, and I bet that's what Twin is thinking as well, as long as she is consistent, she will be just fine in this race. Grubdog now entering the fourth and final Atom room. I do know he does go for Atom Skip, so it'll be interesting if Quinn goes for it as well. It'll keep the race close. So far, this is looking to be a very good race. I'm very pleased with both runners' performances thus far. Quinn now on the fourth Atom room. Grubdog, meanwhile, on his way to the super boost. We'll see if he is able to grab this damage boost. It's a little bit of a more difficult one. He doesn't elect for it. He does elect to go for more of the safety, and he gets a version of it with the wall jumps. But great job, regardless. And Grub will be going... Ooh, electing to not go the Hell Run. Again, this is more of a consistency thing, I feel, for both of these runners, doing what they want, making sure that they are consistent and not going for any too risky strats they possibly don't need to go for. So, understand the thought process completely there for Grub. Quinn making her way to the Hell Run. We'll see if she decides to go for it, or if she also elects to go underneath. And it looks like she will be going underneath as well. So both runners electing to not do the Hell Run. Ooh, good spin falls from Grub. And favorable ME spawn as well, so he won't have to deal with any Phantom Cloak shenanigans. Grub actually going for Hell Pseudo. He does have this energy tank, so he can do it two more times. And doesn't end up getting it, so does have to go around in order to get this switch activated. Favorable ME spawn for Quinn as well, so both runners getting good ME spawns on this room. And she is not going for Hell Pseudo attempts, so this will bring back a little bit of time on Quinn's end. But you gotta appreciate the attempts from Grub, because those are difficult pseudos to go for. So, getting them or not, well done. Grub on his way to the first of two major tricks in this run, sometimes known as the Great Equalizers. This is Atom Skip. It looked almost good first try. Is that... Oh, that one looked very close as well. Grub having a little bit of issues with this Atom Skip. Meanwhile, Quinn is on her way. We'll see if she goes for Atom Skip. Ooh, Grubdog gets its 6th try, I believe. Very good. Quinn electing to not go for it. So, does manage to pick up a little bit of time because of the Atom Skip attempts from Grubdog. However, she will be running with a little bit of a disadvantage now because she will be having to still talk to Adam at subsequent Atom rooms. So we'll see how she's able to manage that, knowing that she does have to talk to Adam still. Good movement though from Quinn, leading up to the 5th Atom room. Grubdog now coming up to the reverse Atom Skip, as what it's sometimes known as. Atom Unskip is also sometimes what it's called. And he'll be making his way out of Catarus within the next minute or so. Quinn, meanwhile, finally getting to this point where this is where you would come out after Atom Skip. Electing to take the magnet up. And we'll see how she fares with this second pseudo switch. We'll see if she either goes for it or elects to go underneath. Both are completely fine. And she does go underneath. Grub, meanwhile, is in the final stages of Catarus. He'll be heading to Dyron now to grab the wide beam before heading back to Catarus again to finally get the Morph Ball from the Green Emmy, because the Green Emmy central unit room is being currently blocked by a wide beam cover. So he does have to, in true Metroidvania fashion, does have to go and collect an item before coming back to the area to collect the upgrade. About 17 minutes, and Grub is on his way to Dyron. Quinn, meanwhile, getting ready to get out of the area. Despite not going for Atom Skip, though, she is still on a pretty good pace, so... Good movement from Grubdog in this early sections of Dyron. Ooh, bonks on the Sonic. You never like to see bonking on those. And Quinn finally heading the tram to Dyron now. So it looks like she will be about 1:18 behind. But no, again, not out of this race at all. Still a lot of race left, still a lot of bosses, and of course the space pseudo as well. I know Grubdog has been practicing the glitchless early space strategy. I'm not sure if he will go for the space pseudo. Either way, ooh, getting a little bit scammed by the Chozo cover for the wide beam, but does get the wide beam. It's looking like both of these runners will high five momentarily. Grub on his way out of Dyron, Quinn heading into it. Ooh, good counter from Grub. Oh, you know what? I forgot about this Emmy section. Ha! My bad. So both runners will not high-five at this point in time, but soon enough, I'm sure. Very impressed with Quinn's movement thus far, though. It is very, very good. She was now currently making her way to the wide beam through this dark section to turn the first of 2 generators on in Dairin. Grub now heading back to Cataris, once again to now go back to the green Emmy, now that he does have the wide beam, to take out that wide beam cover. And Quinn now finally getting the wide beam, so good job on her. So Grub elected to go up top here. We'll see what Quinn decides to do. And she also decides to go up top. Going up top here basically ensures that you will fall down onto this platform, and you can use the strat that she used is getting those iframes in order to avoid the Steve and hit the wide beam box, so good job on her. Grubdog now entering the green MECU fight. Good use of his missiles here. Doesn't get some bad hitbox with the wide beam box as Grubdog heads out to blast the green Emmy now. Not electing to go for the Professor Stupid method of killing this Emmy. Understandable. It has its name for a reason. And it knocks down the green Emmy, so Grubdog will be getting the Morph Ball momentarily as Quinn makes her way back to Cataris to do just that. Good movement on the way to the central unit room from Quinn. We'll see how she decides to take out this Emmy. Good jumps around for the missiles. Great CU fight from Quinn. Grubdog, meanwhile, electing to grab the Missile Plus tank right here for Kraid. This is a little bit slower of a Missile Plus tank for the rookie mode route. However, it does eliminate some of the RNG on Kraid. Quinn going for a safer strat with the green enemy kill. As long as you're able to kill it before it gets over this side, you will still warp to the opposite side of the wall, and she does, so great job on her part. So Grubdog, so we're in the basic power suit right now, and as anyone who has ever played a Metroid game or has been watching this tournament thus far will know, the Varia suit protects from heat, and so before we go fight Kraid, we do have to go take a detour into Artaria to grab the Varia suit. So Grubdog is currently going to do that right now. Avoids the 100% missile E tank, so good job on his part. Ooh, fails to get the door open through the Morph Ball tunnel, but no biggie. We'll see if Quinn also elects to grab this Missile Plus tank. And she does. I feel like I might be one of the only runners who elects to skip that, but that is a different story entirely. As we see Grubdog now making his way through this heated section right here, and Quinn on her way to back to Artaria for the to deal with the same section. Grub opening up the door a little bit late, but does still manage to grab the Varia suit. So now that he has the Varia suit, we will start to see him on his way back to Cataris so that he can deal with Kraid now that he has the protection from the heat. Almost a high five moment from the runners, but again, still anyone's race at this point because there's still so much left of it to go. Quinn dealing with this heated section quite well so far. Good movement with the slides. Gets the morph into the tunnel, and she's clear. Great job on her part. Now she'll be getting the Varia suits as Grubdog is currently teleporting back to Cataris. Ooh, misses the ball morph, or air morph. I'm not really sure what the tech for that trick would be. Not really trick, but bit of movement. Either way, she misses the first, grabs the second, does get the Varia suit. Alright, so as Quinn is coming up back to the red teleporter to head back to Cataris, Grub will be entering the eye door for Kraid. So we'll see how this fight fares for Grubdog. We'll see if he goes for the IWJs or if he decides to just hit the belly of Kraid. I know he has practiced the IWJs in the past, but I'm not entirely sure how comfortable he feels on them, so we'll see how he fares with this fight. So far, so good. And he is electing to just shoot the belly. Good mash from Grub. Quinn not far behind, making her way to Kraid now. Grub missing a little bit of missiles. Hopefully that's not too big of an issue. He does get the counter and does get them refilled. And is out of Kraid. Solid Kraid fight from Grubdog. Now gets the diffusion beam. The diffusion beam is very much improved from its Metroid Fusion counterpart in the diffusion missile. It was added to the charge beam as a charge beam upgrade, I should say, as opposed to a missile upgrade, and therefore it's a lot more used, a lot more seen compared to its fusion counterpart. So great job to the Mercury Steam developers for adding a little bit more love to the diffusion upgrade. Quinn, meanwhile, I feel like about to exit phase 1 of Kraid, yes. And also does elect to hit the belly for Kraid. Both runners having good fights so far for Kraid. We'll see how this fares for Quinn in phase 2. Both runners having very similar RNG patterns for Kraid phase 2. Great job avoiding the punch from Kraid and on her way also to the diffusion beam at the same time. Grub, meanwhile, is going to the right at this point. This is confirming that he is going to be going for the early space routing as opposed to the short boost routing. Once again, with the short boost route, and at this point, the runners would go to the left instead of coming to the right to grab the grapple beam. So Grub heads down to Artaria on the longest elevator load in the game, as Quinn will head back to Dyren to do the exact same thing. Grub getting a little turned around there. No biggie though. Does manage to morph fall down. Does grab the grapple beam with no problem. Quinn going to be making her way to this heated room. And she will also be heading to the right, confirming that both of these runners will be doing early space. Good coyote jump from Quinn. Grub having a little bit of issues on the climb back up the elevator right here. So it looks like the runners will finally high five through an elevator. So not far behind from Quinn at all. So both of these runners are having a great run. If you would like to follow either one of them. And then, obviously, my own link would be right here. Grubdog on his way back to Dyren now to head to the bombs. We'll see how his luck goes here with this yellow Emmy. Quinn finally on her way to the grapple beam and gets it right now. Nice movement from Grubdog. So something that Grub will not have to deal with, but Quinn will, is the first Atom room post-Atom skip. Since Grub went for Atom skip, he will not have to deal with any Atom rooms, as you just saw. But on her way back, Quinn will have to talk to that Atom room. It's not a very long Atom room, but it is an Atom room nonetheless. Bad Emmy RNG from Grub, but he manages it very nicely. Quinn not having as much issues with the magnet room back up to the elevator, so that should be a little bit of time back for her. Grub finally activating this next second generator of Dyren. Dyren is basically a huge research plant for ZDR, so the generators obviously have been shut down since the X overtook the planet, but Samus turns them both back on and gets 2 different upgrades because of it, the wide beam and the bombs, respectively. So this is what I was mentioning earlier. Quinn will have to talk to this Atom room coming up. Again, it's not a very long one, but it is still talking to Atom, where normally runners wouldn't have to if they do manage to grab Atom skip. Good movement from Grubdog, heading down to Berenia. We'll see, hopefully, Quinn gets better RNG than Grub did on this yellow Emmy. And she does. She gets very good RNG. You'll love to see good RNG with this Emmy in this session right here. You can see she's very excited about that, as you should be. Grub missing the hole-in-one on the way to Berenia 1, but still good movement on his part. Quinn now coming up on the bombs as Grubdog is on the tram to Berenia 1. So another big trick is coming up in Berenia 1 known as the backdoor flash. This could potentially be another something else that Quinn needs to get back into this race, especially since she doesn't have the cushion of Atom Skip. Another route, a deviation from the short boost route. The space runners do have gravity or grapple beam right here, so we are able to just take out that grapple block as opposed to having to go all the way underneath. Another Atom room that, again, not a very long Atom room, but still having to talk to Atom is a little unfortunate. Grub very nearly avoiding the pool of shame. Quinn with some very good movement. Misses the hole-in-one, but it is a difficult land. Ooh, Grubdog electing to not go for the backdoor flash, so gonna elect for the safer, more consistent going underneath. This only loses about 7 or 8 seconds if you get a first try backdoor flash. So again, opt in for that more consistency as opposed to the faster strats. So very good from Grub. So Quinn now heading into Berenia on her own. Grub, meanwhile, looking to exit the area. One of my more personal favorite areas of ZDR, but I am also a big fan of underwater levels. Quinn coming up to another Atom room that she unfortunately cannot skip. Grub electing to also go underneath, not go for those pause buffer pseudos, which I understand completely. Those pause buffers are difficult to get the timing of all the way, so. Oh, Quinn unfortunately headed in the wrong direction. Might just be some race nerves. She manages to recover quite well, though. Grub will be heading to back to Diary now to take out the yellow Emmy for the speed booster before again electing to head to Ferenia to deal with the Quiet Robe soldier. Quinn will see if she elects to go for backdoor flash or if she goes underneath. And she does go underneath. Okay, good job on her part. The backdoor flash is a difficult strat if you're not comfortable with it, so I completely understand. Grub now entering this Emmy section. You can't be too quick with this Emmy with the movement underneath it, or you will trigger the Emmy and it will get in your way. So good job on Grub for realizing that and waiting a little bit. And we'll see how he fares with this CU and subsequent Emmy kill. Good movement from Quinn on the way out of Berenia. Very quick kill from Grubdog. Very impressive. Quinn also electing to go underneath instead of using the pause buffers pseudos. Grubdog getting a very impressive kill, almost nearly optimal for that yellow Emmy kill. You are able to kill it as it's coming and start doing damage to it as it comes out of the tunnel, so almost optimal for Grub, so great job. Quinn, meanwhile, having a little bit of issues with the water bomb jumps, elects to not go for a third try and just go around. This is another very tricky movement section right there where you can start spiraling if you do not get that bomb jump first or second try. So completely understandable electing to go around. Despite that, though, this is still a great race so far. Twin will finally be heading back to Dairin in order to deal with the Emmy. Grub with the speed booster is going to start zooming here. Ooh, unfortunately gets bonked by the... not sure what those are called, but I do not like them. Doesn't get the speed keep off, but he should be fine. Let's see if he elects to go for this third energy tank. And he does. This third energy tank is very important in both this run and the short boost routing. The short boost routing, it's important because of obviously you're having to do a very tight trick while taking damage. But in the space routing, it's very good to have because it basically enables a lot more late game tanking as opposed to with just 2 energy tanks. So. Grubdog heading to Ferenia now, as Twin enters the yellow Emmy CU room. We'll see how her fight against the yellow Emmy fares. Ooh, very good movement from Twin. Very good CU kill. We'll see if Grub goes for the Quiet Robe keep, as it's sometimes called. This is a very tight Shine Spark. And he gets it. Great job from Grubdog. Again, very difficult speed keep for Grub. Quinn knocking out the yellow Emmy with little to no problems. Good job on her part. And Grubdog making quick work with just 2 simple Shine Sparks, making quick work of the robot soldier, the first of many robot soldiers that we encountered during the run. So he will be now leaving Ferenia after another quick detour to go back to Berenia for the to make his way to Gabarin. Quinn now with the speed booster. We'll see if she can have a little bit better luck. Oh, and I jinxed you. I'm so sorry, Quinn. The caster curse is real. Despite my cursing, she does manage to get up, does grab this third E-Taint for safety, and will be making her way to Ferenia now. Good movement from Quinn. Grub electing to flash shift down before getting the speed booster across. Ooh, Grub misses the second hole-in-one, so unfortunate, but again, it is a fairly tight tunnel to fall into, so. Quinn will see if she goes for the Quiet Robe keep. Again, it is a very tight Shine Spark. And she elects to go for the flash shifts, I'm sorry. Almost gets knocked by the Sonics. Glad that she didn't. Oh, and getting a little bit of bad movement on the slope right there. She'll make her way now to this first Chozo robot fight. Both runners electing to charge their Shine Sparks underneath. Grub now going for one of the more technical movement parts of this run, as Quinn does knock out the soldier. Doesn't get the full movement right there, but that's okay. Electing to go for the flash shifts as opposed to storing the second Shine Spark. Ooh, does get the flash through the laser enemy right there. So good on him. That I believe that is a frame perfect flash shift. Coming up to Drawd skip, and he does get the Drawdia skip. So good job from Grubdog. Ooh, and good Berenian Tower as well. So good movement from Grub through, again, one of the more technical movement sections of this run. He'll be heading to Gaverin now to face another robot soldier before going to grab the super missiles. Quinn now entering Dyrene again, does have to talk to this Atom Room. Again, a lot of these Atom Rooms are not very long at all post-Atom skip, but the fact that you are having to talk to Atom at all does obviously is you'd be saving time without it. She is electing to go up top, the up top method. I believe this is only I believe this is not at all much slower than going around or underneath. So Grub hitting this soldier, the second of quite a few robot soldiers. Great job from Grubdog. Grub going for the grapple beam down, does not get the full grapple, but that's okay. Another Atom Room that Quinn will not be able to skip. That Atom Room will hit you coming this way and coming back from Elune. And Grubdog does grab the super missiles at, let's see, 4606, I believe. 07. Quinn now entering, again, a pretty tight movement section in Berenia 2, so we'll see how she fares with this. Does elect to go up top, but does not manage to store the speed keep. Doesn't get the full into the tunnel, but does manage to store a Shine Spark, so not that much slower. Grubdog now entering Elune, the quarantine zone of planet ZDR. Good movement from Quinn so far. Coming up to Drawdia skip. Another unfortunate pseudo wave that is very quick to start spiraling if you're not able to get it soon. Gets it, I believe, fourth try. Good job on her part. Good movement from Quinn on the way to Gaverin. Grub now finally in Elune. Ooh, tried to roll underneath, but does manage to get back on top of the tunnel right there. Good flash, good slide shifts from Grubdog here on the way to the plasma beam. Quinn entering Gaverin now. Does get the store for the Shine Spark on this robot. Oh, unfortunately gets hit. Quinn might have to be a little bit careful with this soldier. And she does manage to kill it. Grubdog, meanwhile, on his way to the first of a couple of actual Chozo soldiers in this Phase 2 section. They do deal more damage when they hit you. Trying to weave in missiles every now and then between his mash. Grub has got to be a little bit careful here. Okay, Okay, it does get past the soldier. And is rewarded with a red X. The red X will restore most of your health. And with this little health, it will restore all of it. But I believe it is 500 energy. Grub doesn't get the store, but doesn't matter too much. Quinn finally getting the super missiles, so... We'll see if the blue Emmy is kind to Grubdog here. Of course, coming up on the cutscene skip. Very important part of this run. Ooh, Grubdog missing the cutscene skip. Unfortunate from him. But both runners will high-five once again on the tram to Elune. Grubdog on his way with this speed keep. We'll see if he can get the full speed keep. That's good Emmy RNG. This is very good. Great job from Grubdog getting this full speed keep. That is not a difficult keep. Ooh, falls down a little bit, but with the grapple beam, it's no problem. A little bit of a swaggy water bomb jump from Grubdog. Quinn now entering Elune, where she will also now go grab the plasma beam and deal with the not robot soldier, but the actual Chozo soldier. Grubdog missing the shine boost, shine spark. I'm so sorry. I lost words there for a moment. Electing to have to go for the slower missile kill to knock the shell off before going for the mash on the CU brain. So Grubdog will go for this blue Emmy kill as Quinn comes up to the plasma beam. Quinn in the middle of a pretty decent run, so Grubdog on this blue Emmy does manage to knock the shell off. It does move faster without its faceplate. Great kill from Grubdog. Quinn, meanwhile, on her way to the first of the full Chozo fights for the Mockin soldiers. Doing a great job of weaving in these missiles in between the plasma beam. Great job from Quinn. Good fight. Grub now going to be heading to the Space Pseudo. So this is going to be, again, another one of these tricks that can very easily lose a lot of time. I know he has been practicing the the glitchless strategy for this, but again, we'll see what he decides to go for with this in this run. Quinn is leaving Elune right now to head back to Gavarin, as Grubdog heading to Ferenia. A little bit of some elevator displacement. One Samus go in one direction, the other go in the opposite direction. Quinn does nail the cutscene skip first try. Good on her. So again, we'll see what Grub decides to do with this space jump right here. Does elect to try the space pseudo. We'll see if he is able to get it, or if he does transition to the glitchless strategy. Tries it twice, and wants to go for glitchless. Completely understandable. Again, it is a fairly difficult space pseudo, or space pseudo... wave beam shot to hit. So sorry about my stutter right there. Grubdog does manage to get the glitchless strat first try. Ooh, very well done from Quinn, managing to avoid the blue Emmy just by the skin of her teeth. Grub does get the space jump, so he'll be making his way now to Artaria to go grab the screw attack. Again, very good job from Quinn, though, avoiding that Emmy. That could have been a big problem for her. Some good RNG on the Emmy. It wasn't in her way. Oh, and also misses the keep, or the spark, I should say. So both runners having having to go for a slower kill on the blue MECU. Quinn aiming the wrong way at first, but is managing to grab this blue Emmy kill. She should be able to get this with little problem, as she does have a lot of its faceplate blown off already. Grub avoiding the Atom Room once again, and is coming down to the movement for the yellow teleporter. Quinn does grab the blue Emmy kill. Great job on her part. Tech says in the chat, missing the Ice MECU spark is so bad because no one is used to the super missile cooldown. That is 100% true. The super missiles, if you're unaware, fire significantly slower than the normal missiles, but obviously they're more powerful, so it is kind of a balance factor. But since you're not used to the fire speed at them at that point, you are not used to how fast they're going to fire, and thus are a little bit more uncomfortable with them. So great point from Tax to bring up. Because again, especially because it is 100% true thing. Quinn electing to go for the spin boost, I believe. So we'll see if she decides to go for with the spin boost. We'll see if she decides to go for. Actually, no, she's not going for the spin boost. She is going to go for the strategy where they do fight Golzuna first, I believe, that Sue demonstrated earlier. This strat does avoid the RNG of the Space Pseudo, and it does make the glitchless strategy significantly easier. So, a little deviation from the runners right now. Good movements in this Golzuna fight from Quinn. Meanwhile, Grubdog does get the screw attack. Quinn taking out the Core X with her super missiles, the super ice missiles, I should say, and does get the cross bombs. So she will have a little bit of an easier time grabbing the space jump now. Grubdog, now with the screw attack, will be making his way completely around the planet back to Berenia so that he can grab the gravity suit now. Onto the flipper clip. Does manage to get it second try. Good use of the ball sparks for Quinn here. Now she will head to grab the space jump. Again, this is going to be a lot easier on her part. She should possibly gain a little time here because Grub, despite having to go into Golzuna first, she still might gain a little bit of time because she will be electing to go straight for the glitchless strat with the spark and the shine spark up, as well as the cross bombs. It makes this glitchless strategy a lot easier to do. Ooh, Twin getting stopped by the X there. Does get this store and gets through it flawlessly. Great job on Twin getting up through the glitchless route. So both runners elected to do the glitchless strategy for the space jump, just in slightly different ways. Grubdog now finally back in, I shouldn't say finally, but back in Gavarin now. Electing to grab this missile, and will be heading to the green teleporter to head to back to Berenia to grab the gravity suit. I'm so sorry. Ooh, Twin almost falling down. We'll see if she can recover. We're having a little bit of issues here with the bomb. Gets through it second try. Grubdog now taking the green teleporter to Berenia. As Twin heads back to Dyrin to take the yellow teleporter to Artaria so that she can also grab the screw attack. See how this speed booster puzzle fares for Grubdog. This has been the bane of my existence lately. Does grab the store, good job. Ooh, is this going to be close? And Grub gets it. Great job on Grubdog's part. Grub about to grab the grapple beam as Quinn heads to the yellow teleporter. A 102.26 gravity time for Grubdog. We'll now head up to the first of two Twins robot fights. The first of which is right here in Berenia, the second of which in Ferenia. After the SQ fight, we'll see how the first set of twins fares for him. Some good manipulation for the robots. Great fight from Grubdog. Very good fight. Twin now making her way to the screw attack. And this is something that Grub is going to have to do that Quinn has already managed to deal with, is the Golzuna fight right here. So we'll see how Grub manages to deal with Golzuna, because after Quinn comes back up through here, she will not have to deal with the Golzuna fight. She'll be able to go right to Hanubia. Does manage to get across on the water bomb jumps for Quinn. And gets through with the spin water spins. One more water bomb jump for Quinn to get the screw attack, as Grubdog does head to Golzuna. Quinn does manage to grab the screw attack. Great job. Grubdog does elect to go for the figure 8. Barely misses it, though. He has got it. Good fight from Grubdog. Again, barely misses the figure 8, but very good kill from Grub. Quinn now having a little bit of issues getting back up with the water bomb jumps. Ooh, Grub almost getting caught in the worst room in the game. The true worst room in the game. Quinn electing to hit the flipper early, so she doesn't have to worry about any kind of pseudo wave beam right here. Ooh, almost gets the spark up. So, a little bit of a deviation again because of this cross bombs, early cross bombs from Quinn. Grub, now that he has the cross bombs, will be heading a quick detour into Hanubia before heading back to Ferenia for 2 bosses in Ferenia, SQ for the storm missiles, and then the wave beam Emmy for the wave beam. Quinn will be, now that she has the screw attack, will be making the round across the planet to head back to Ferenia to grab the gravity suit. And after the gravity suit, she will also be able to head to the grapple beam, or not the grapple beam, the to Hanubia, I should say. She will not have to worry about fighting Golzuna, as she already has. Grub having a little bit of issues with the reverse grapple, but does manage to get it in the end. He will be heading to back to Ferenia now. Grub having a little bit of some difficulty with some flash shifts into screw attacks, but does fall down. Will elect to go down and to the right instead of up across to the left. It's interesting to see runners' deviations from what you normally do, even if you are running a different route. Does manage to get a good fall for Grubdog, as Quinn elects to go for a little bit of an older strat, but still does the job just the same. Up to the green teleporter, so she will be heading to the gravity suit right now. As Grubdog comes up on the SQ fight, we'll see how he fares with SQ. Casually, one of the more challenging bosses of this game, but we as runners have been able to figure out some pretty cool strats for this boss, as I'm sure Grub will show off right now. Does manage to get some pretty good jumps off across the Core X for SQ. I believe he got the cross bombs off as well. Does get a 2-round for the Core X, so great fight from Grubdog. Quinn in the Berenia Maze. Okay, I thought that Shine Spark might be a little bit too high, but she does nail it. Both of these runners also with the... when they got Gravity Suit, they did grab the Missile Plus tank before Kraid, so both elected to skip the first of the 2 right here, so not needing it for the Ravenbeak fight. Cat saying that Quinn's cat is named Tomothy. A very cute cat indeed. Grub head into the second of the Barenia twin soldier fights. First in Barenia, that's why I said that. Does manage to get the spark across as Quinn grabs the gravity suit. Ooh, making quick work of one of the robots. Great fight from Grubdog. Absolutely melting the second set of twins. So good job from Grubdog. As I say that, Quinn is going to start heading up to the first set of twins in Barenia. We'll see how she fares with this fight. The twins can be notorious for giving really bad RNG, so hopefully she's able to deal with it appropriately. This has been a problem situation for some of our runners thus far in this tournament, where just some bad RNG has led to some unfortunate deaths for the runners. Quinn weaving in some missile shots between her plasma beams and is able to knock out the first set of twins with relative ease. Grubdog on his way to the Ferenia Emmy now. Knocks out the CU. We'll see if he elects to go for the setup strategy underneath, or if he elects to go for Deep Blue, or the faster without method of Deep Blue, which is the normal, just without lowering the water. So we'll see what he elects to do here. Grubdog electing to go for Deep Blue, so we'll see if he can stop the water from lowering. Doesn't get the water to stop, unfortunately. So because Grub's not getting the water to lower, he will be setting up this kill underneath. Hitting this wave beam, or wide beam box before setting up some cross bombs to kill this Emmy and knock its face shield off right here. Again, Quinn is now heading up to where you would ordinarily fight Golzuna, but because she's already fought Golzuna, she will not have to worry about this. She'll just head straight to Hanubia now. Great kill on the wave beam Emmy from Grubdog. On 11:39 time on the wave beam for Grubdog. As Quinn heads into Hanubia now to detour at the planet's surface for just a moment before heading to Ferenia. So Grubdog is going to be coming up onto the first of 3 endgame bosses, the red Chozo soldier, and then that is blocking the wave or power bomb Emmy, the golden elite Chozo soldier, and then finally Ravenbeak. So we'll see how Grub manages to fare with these bosses. All 3 can very quickly go out of control with just a little bit of some bad manipulation. So we'll see how he fares with these bosses as Quinn heads down to Ferenia. Both runners very briefly high-fiving as Quinn heads down to Ferenia. Grubdog hidden with the storm missiles. Does manage to get the Emmy into, or the soldier into phase 2. A good mash from Grubdog in one of the laggiest rooms in the game does get the kill on the soldier. Quinn, meanwhile, getting across very efficiently. Does manage to avoid the wave beam Emmy sight. The Emmy is blind, but to compensate for that, it does have a much larger range than some of the other Emmys. The Emmy does see her there, but luckily she's going to the right to head to SQ and not to the left to leave. Grub finally getting the power bomb, so he's going to be in good shape as he enters the end game of this run. Hopefully he doesn't get power bomb scammed here, because this is one of those sections that can very easily lose some time. He does not. Always good to see. Quinn entering SQ now. Does manage to screw attack into the body of SQ to get the Core X out. And does get the Core X for the Storm Missiles, so Quinn in good shape heading to the second set of twins. Meanwhile, Grub entering boss number 2 of the aforementioned gauntlet. Electing to hit it with Storm Missiles in order to knock its shield down. This soldier will want you to grapple its shield off if you're not able to get it off, but Grub gets the shield away just fine. Good fight from Grubdog, and gets the second counter. So good fight from Grub on his way to Raven Beach. Now that Quinn has Storm Missiles, she will also be making her way to the second set of twin robot soldiers. So we'll see how she fares with the second set of twins. Hopefully it'll be just as good as the first. Almost misses the spark, but does manage to get it off. The Ferenia twins not playing nice, but luckily it does not matter for her. Good fight for Quinn as Grubdog heads to Raven Beach. Grubdog now entering the point of no return for the game, heading up to Raven Beach as Quinn heads to the Wave ME CU. Grub electing to go for the Storm Skip. We'll see if he gets it. Ooh, just barely misses it, so he will have to go through this gold armor phase where Raven Beak is impenetrable to damage, so you do have to kind of wait it out. Oh, does get lucky with the RNG, but unfortunately is not able to grab the counter. Meanwhile, Quinn going for the deep blue Emmy kill on the Wave Beam, so she Wave Beam Emmy, so she will just kind of have to wait for this Emmy to come out. Raven Beak taunts Samus forward, Grub goes for the counter. Having a little bit of difficulty with getting the gold skip, unfortunately. Finally gets it at the end of the cutscene. Quinn going for... Oh, was a little bit too early on the Wave Beam. Oh, unfortunately does not get the counter. She was a little bit too soon on the transitioning into the Omega Cannon from the blaster. So she will have to go and get it again. Meanwhile, Grubdog is in phase 2 of Ravenbeak. Good manipulation, sending Ravenbeak to the left. Ravenbeak only has a couple of attacks that he can do in phase 2, and by manipulating Ravenbeak to the left like this, you are ensuring he only does a couple of them. Ravenbeak with not so good RNG started on phase 3. The sun is not what you want to see at the start of this. Quinn setting up Deep Blue again. We'll see if she can get this kill this time around. Grub having a pretty decent Ravenbeak fight with the cannons. Quinn about to get the Deep Blue Emmy kill. Does get the faceplate blown off this time around, and does get Deep Blue Emmy. So, great job from Quinn. Grubdog finally getting off to RBX now, as Quinn collecting the wave beam at 119.03, it looks like. So Grubdog will be fighting Ravenbeak X here. This is just a damage check, and there is a very good visual cue for this fight to start charging up the Hyper Beam right here. So Grub will be, after this fight, all he'll have to do is make his way to the ship, clean escape, and will be in good shape. Quinn now on her way back to Hanubia to begin the trio of endgame bosses. Very unfortunate death for Quinn, but she's had a great run thus far, so great job on her part. Clean looking escape from Grubdog so far. Misses the jump into the tunnel right there, but no big deal. Clean looking escape from Grubdog so far as Quinn makes her way to the first Emmy, or the first Chozo soldier. Grub electing not to go for the Arc Spark. It is a fairly difficult spark to go for. Pretty precise timing. Grub gonna avoid this final Shine Spark trigger as he makes his way to the end of the game here. Time coming up on Grub momentarily as Quinn enters this fight. And with a final time of 1:20 and 49 seconds, Grubdog is the winner of this race. GG's to him. And it looks like Quinn is having some audio issues, so I'm not actually able to load her audio, unfortunately. Great run from Grubdog, though. 120.50 is a pretty decent run from him. Quinn now finally has her power bomb, so she'll be on her way to the second of the endgame bosses. Quinn going to be on her way to the Gold Elite Chozo Soldier, a very hard-hitting boss, so we'll see how she fares in this fight. Other than Ravenbeak, this thing is the hardest hidden boss in the game, so... Good fight so far from Quinn. Good flash shift out of the way. And good fight for Gauntlet boss number 2. It's always good when you get a good fight like this, because this one, compared to the first red soldier that you fight for the power bombs, this room does not lag like the other one does. So it's always good to see a good fight in this room. Quinn now making her way to Ravenbeak. On her way to Itarash right now. Quinn firing the power bombs in the point of no return room. Heading up to Ravenbeak now. So we'll see what she elects to go for. If she elects to go for the Storm Missile skip, if she wants to go for the 9+1 method of getting gold skip. She has fired more than 9 missiles, so it looks like she will be going for the Storm Missile skip. Oh, and misses the Storm Missile. So she will not get gold skip here. So both runners having to deal with the gold armor phase of Ravenbeak. Again, during this phase, Ravenbeak is invulnerable to all damage. You kind of just have to wait out until he decides to counter it. Not hitting gold skip in Ravenbeak can lose anywhere between 18 and 30 seconds or so. But luckily, both runners getting good RNG on Ravenbeak's taunt. Quinn with the gold skip. Enter in phase 2. Again, normally you want to see the runners go for a manipulation, but Quinn is going to go for the more an oldie but goodie way of jumping over Ravenbeak in order to avoid the damage from the shoot, I forget what it's called. It's this beam burst. I'm so sorry, everyone. Good fight so far from Quinn. Enter in phase 3 now. Gets very good RNG and gets a counter, but elects not to take it. Dealing with a sun now. She'll power bomb it, as you do. A good Ravenbeak fight in phase 3 for Quinn. And she will now head on to Ravenbeak X and before she makes her escape. Again, there is a pretty concise visual cue for this fight right there, normally, but Quinn electing to shoot Ravenbeak a little bit sooner. Probably is more comfortable getting that guaranteed damage check as opposed to not getting it, which is, again, totally understandable. Sometimes you feel like you have enough damage on Ravenbeak and he still goes down for a chomp, so completely understandable. All Quinn now needs to do is make her escape from ZDR. Good movement so far from Quinn in the escape. Does get the power bomb off in the other room. Something that's always good to know is that you do have unlimited power bombs during the escape. So even though you only get 2 power bombs from the main power bomb unit, you do have unlimited power bombs during the escape sequence. If you wanted to, you could power bomb everything. Quinn also not going for the Arc Spark. Again, totally understandable. It's a very tight bit of movement. We'll see if she elects to jump up or goes for the Ball Spark. She does jump up. And let's see here. I think this might be a close, still within the 130s for Quinn. Doesn't get the store, or the Spark, but with a final race time of 1:28.36. Quinn finishes her race. GG from both runners. A very good race. We'll see if we can get both runners in for a post-game interview. Hello, Grubdog. How are you?
Hello, I am sweaty. I'm gaming hard, but I'm all right. How are you?
We love to see it. We love to see it. I'm doing quite well myself. Let's see if we can get Quinn in here as well.
GG is commentating Fortify. I know it's difficult when there's just one commentator, but from what I heard, I was kind of listening on and off. You did an amazing job.
Well, thank you. Yeah, it is a little bit interesting to do a solo bit of commentary, but I'm glad I was able to do comms for the both of you. So
Yeah, we are extremely grateful. And one thing I want to quickly say as well, that during the last match, I cut out. I was commentating the last match, but my power actually went out while I was commentating Fallen Stew and Ravenbeak. If you're wondering about that, just clearing that up, and I apologize for that.
Oh, yeah, that is right. Yeah, I mean, tech issues happen. I mean, there was obviously tech issues at the start of your race with Quinn. So
yeah, we got there in the end.
Let me see here. We're still trying to get Quinn in here for the post-game interview. I want to try to refrain from asking too many like race-oriented questions until we can grab Quinn in here, you know?
Yeah.
Just because I know that she did want to say that she wanted to do the interview, so we're just waiting on her now. We'll try to get Quinn set up here momentarily. Just one moment, please. All right, it looks like we do have Quinn in here now. Hi, Quinn.
Hello.
All right, now that we have both runners in here, GG's to the both of you.
Yeah.
Thank you. GG's, Quinn.
Yeah, you too.
Go
ahead.
Yeah, so you guys had a great race. I wanted to ask first and foremost to the both of you how you felt like that run went. So Quinn, let's start with you.
It was pretty good most of the way through. Towards the end it started slipping just a little bit there, but especially around that purple Emmy that I Yeah, that's the only thing that I think really gave me a lot of trouble. Is I've never had it kill me on Deep Blue Kill, so I guess there's a first time for everything there.
Yeah, I did notice that you did stop shooting with the Omega cannon, not the cannon, but like the stream a little bit too soon.
Yeah, just a split second too early, and I got caught. I thought it was good.
Yeah, understandable though. And
But yeah,
then
other than that, I think it went really well.
you did do the Golzuna first before heading to Space Jump for the glitchless strat. So good job on your part for being able to execute your Golzuna kill.
Yeah. I feel like sometimes he gives me trouble now, but I'd say 3 runs out of 4, I've got him down to a science.
Yeah, and I mean that's the whole thing with, especially with Golzuna specifically, is consistency. So speaking of that consistency, Grub, great job on your Golzuna kill, going for the figure 8, almost being able to grab the full figure 8.
It was that was a bit dicey. I managed to get like a backup though. I think it went not too bad. Like for me, I normally struggle at Golzuna, but trying some new stuff. The opening didn't quite work, but sort of got the other spark, so I was relieved with that.
Yeah, again, great job, almost grabbing it. Let me see. There was one other thing that I wanted to ask you guys as well. Grub, great job on your atom skip attempts, getting it, I believe, 4th try.
Oh, was it? It felt like 20th try, but that's pretty good.
Quinn, are you comfortable with going for atom skip, or are you not specifically super comfortable with it yet, or was it just more of a race time?
I've thought about doing it. I've tried getting it down a few times. I haven't even managed to get it once in practice, so I'm nowhere near ready getting it, or for a tournament. But
Understandable. It is a pretty difficult trick with the rhythm of it all. But
the same thing with like the short boost. Like I decided to look it up in the last week just to see what it takes to see if maybe I could do it sometime. And I'm like, oh, I am not at the point where I can do that trick yet.
Yeah, short boost is a beast in and out of itself. So
it's a whole new rabbit hole.
Yeah, a good way to put it, a whole new rabbit hole. Quinn, you will be dropping into the losers bracket of the Thoha tournament. How are you feeling about your potential upcoming match versus, let me see here. It looks like you will be playing Splagoon. Yeah, how do you feel about your match versus Splagoon?
I haven't... I'm not super familiar with a lot of people by name, and haven't watched a lot of runs by people, so I'm not totally sure what their times are like. But I'm gonna keep practicing and see if I can at least pull off like round 3 or 4 of the losers bracket. I don't think I'm gonna make it any further than that, but
yeah, Splagoon did have a pretty good run against Root in the upper bracket. I remember doing commentary on that match. So good luck to you. I mean, like you said, just a lot of practice and getting things more consistent, and I'm sure you'll have a great showing in the losers bracket.
Fingers
so
crossed.
good luck.
I mean,
good luck to you.
This time is still, I think, better than my old personal best at the start of this tournament by like 30 seconds. So.
Oh, great job! Congratulations to you.
Congrats. Yeah, that's huge.
Well, thanks a lot, guys, and I hope you have a great rest of your night.
Yeah, of course.
All right, thanks. Bye.
GG's.
You too.
And then Grub, how are you feeling about your upcoming match with Root?
Yeah, that's gonna be a tough one. I think I'm gonna have to up my game. Root is really strong. She's getting better at the game. I seem to be going in the opposite direction, getting worse. So I'm gonna work on a few things. And yeah, I'm excited for it. It's always fun just to get into a live race and then
it do be like that sometimes. But yeah, like you said, and like we just said with Quinn, just a little bit more practice, a little bit more consistency. I'm sure you'll have a great showing versus Root, and I'm sure it'll be a great race.
Thank you, and thanks again for doing commentary, Fortify.
Yeah, of course. My pleasure. For those wanting to follow the runners, here are the links to both of their Twitch streams. And then for anyone wanting to follow me and my endeavors, I am also running in this tournament. Here is my Twitch link. SpeedGaming with the huge raid right near the end. Thank you very much for that. I think that is going to conclude our coverage for this match for now. Once again, thank you so much to both of the runners. GG's again. Thank you for watching this, SpeedGaming 2 viewers. I hope you have a great rest of your night. I hope you all have a wonderful and safe Thanksgiving, those of you who are celebrating. And we will see you next mission. Thank you. Good night.